Hi fans of high quality entertainment, it's time to rank and review the second Genesis album, Trespass, from 1970. Trespass is the second studio album by the English rock band Genesis. It was released in October 1970 on Charisma Records and is their last album with guitarist Anthony Phillips and their only one with drummer John Mayhew. Genesis turned professional in autumn 1969 and began to rehearse intensely and play live shows. After several months of touring, they secured a recording contract with Charisma Records and entered Trident Studios in London in July of 1970 to record Trespass. The music marked a departure from more pop-oriented songs, as displayed on their first album From Genesis to Revelation, towards folk-flavored progressive rock. This ranged from light acoustic pieces with multiple 12-string guitars to the heavier live favorite, The Knife. The sleeve featured a knife slash across the front, was the first of several to be designed by Paul Whitehead. Shortly after recording, Phillips decided to leave the group, which also caused Genesis to split. After discussions, they agreed to carry on, replacing Mayhew with Phil Collins. You may have heard of his name before. Trespass was not a major success upon release. It failed to chart in the UK and the US, and it received some mixed reviews from critics. But it was commercially successful in Belgium, which helped sustain the band's career. And before I forget, I want to say bravo to Anthony Phillips. He did great work on the early Genesis albums, and I do remember his first solo album, The Geese and the Ghost. I remember my brother owning it, and I remember really liking it, and I think it's kind of similar to the sound on this album, because, you know, definitely Anthony Phillips had a lot of influence on this album with the sound, at least some of them. And, you know, good work by John Mayhew, may he rest in peace. I've had this CD for a few years, and once in a blue moon I would take it out and play it. I really liked Looking for Someone, the opening track. The next 4 songs I just could never get into. I thought they were just okay. They kind of, once the song was done, it's like I'd forgotten how it went or anything. And then of course the final song, The Knife. I became a huge fan of that song because it was later on the Genesis Live album from 1973. So that's the first time I ever heard The Knife was that live version, which is one of my favorite live versions of any song. And then hearing The Knife on this, of course it's not as good, but it's still really good. So I like 2 of the 6 songs on this for many, many years. But when I do these series, the one thing I like about doing this series is some albums I'm not as familiar with as others that I really love. I listen to them more. I listened to this in the last week. I've listened to this maybe at least 7 or 8 times. And last night, I was starting to enjoy it so much, I listened to it almost 3 times in a row. I got tired. I had to go to sleep. So before I get into the album and my thoughts on it, I want to say, you know, I'm ranking all of these Genesis albums. And I think by the end of the series, you might see me change my mind about an album or 2. It'll either go up or go down, and the rating might change too. Because unlike From Genesis to Revelation, which I don't think, you know, I'll play it again at some point in my life, but I don't need to for a while. This one, I might even actually listen to it again tonight because I'm really, really starting to finally take it all in. But I think I might even enjoy it more as this series goes on, and so the rating might change. So production, I give it, it's still, you know, not great, but it's not terrible either. So I'm going to give it a B minus. Maybe even a B, but I think I'll stick with B minus. The album cover, now that on its own isn't really that, it's kind of like, what's going on here? But when you take the back cover and put that all together with that knife, it's kind of pretty cool. It's not kind of pretty cool, it is cool. So I'm going to give the album cover a B+. So first of all, I love all of the songs now, I do. But my three favorite ones, if I had to choose, would be the opening track, Looking for Someone. Right away, it's like, this is Genesis. You know, unlike from Genesis to Revelation, as soon as that song starts, it's like, this sounds like Genesis. And then, of course, The Knife. And the third song, I was kind of going between Stagnation, which I'm still, every time I play it, I get more out of it and I enjoy it more, but I'm still not completely there. This is one of the more, it kind of reminds me of Yes's Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's one of those albums, and I'm not forcing myself to like it. I know I've had that comment in the past with like a McCartney album. It's like, no, there's certain albums I played a few times wanting to like them, and it's like, forget it, I don't like this album too much. But this one is really growing on me. And so Stagnation is one of the songs that I think will end up being one of my favorites. But for now, Dusk, with those gorgeous background vocals. So yeah. But White Mountain and Visions of Angels, that I really like a lot too. And like I said, I'm going to keep playing this while I'm doing this series, and by the end of the series, you might see me, you know, in the last video, I'll let you know if I change my rating for this, and even the ranking. My least favorite song is None. I only want to choose the least favorite song if it's actually not as good as the other songs. But all 6 songs on this I really like a lot, so I'm not going to choose one. So in my rankings right now, Trespass is at number 1 with a B+ rating. And what's funny is when I knew I was doing this series, and you know, I'm kind of just quickly thinking, oh, what would I give that album for a rating? And I was thinking for Trespass I would give it no more than a B-. But it's already gone up from a B- to a B to a B+. And like I said, maybe by the end of the series it might get into the A territory. So any Genesis fans out there that, you know, love the later albums like Foxtrot and Nursery Crime, and you're just so with this album, I suggest you just play it once in a while. So I would love your thoughts in the comment section below for Genesis Trespass. And I really do appreciate all of the comments. When I posted my first Genesis album in review, at first there weren't too many comments, and I was thinking, oh, it's going to be one of these series that just no one has an interest in. And then I started to get some really good comments, and so I really thank you. And remember to thumbs up the video and subscribe and all of that crap. Bye.